Hello everybody, Summer's Locos here and welcome back to the railway. Welcome to a very special video because today I am celebrating 1,000 subscribers. Yes, it's a major point in the evolution of the Summer's Locos channel, and today is going to be a big day where I run your requests, which you can have up to 3 requests, so everyone will have 3, apart from one person because they only chose one. Yeah, it's going to be a very good request running session, and also whilst we're celebrating 1,000 subscribers. So without any further ado, let's get started with the first person and that person's three requests. So to start things off, first of all, our first person of the day is Ashford Trains, and her 3 requests are as follows. So the first one being this. Kenny asked for the 391 locomotive, which is the 101 class, hauling Annie and Clarabelle. So without any further ado, let's get it running. So Kelly's next request is, she wanted to see Thomas Tankingen, so there he is, on a small freight train. So I got 5 wagons plus a brake van. So without any further ado, let's get it going. And for Kelly's last request, she asked for Princess Margaret Rose on a Pullman train. There goes Thomas. So, without any further ado, I've got the 5 coaches behind Princess Margaret Rose. So let's get her going. And with these 3 running around quite happily, it's time to stop them and move on to the next person. So thank you very much, Kelly, for these requests. Now, on to the next round. Okay, so on to the next round. And this round is for Railway Honza. And his first request was to see the Class 87. So I have the 87 here with a few BR Blues consisting of both Mark 1s and Mark 2s. So without any further ado, let's get it going. So, Rory Honza's next request was to see as many steam locomotives as possible. So here I have a triple header formed of 80061, 6947 and 6016. The names are, well, No Name, Birmingham Hall and King Edward V. And I've got four coaches with it. I mean, I'm just trying to make sure that they don't struggle or anything, as each one has a lot of loads to pull. So without any further ado, let's get the triple header going. And now on to Rory Honza's final request. There goes the triple header. And he wanted to see the DRS Class 68. He didn't specify what he wanted to see with it, but we have gone with some flatbeds, containers, and a couple of tankers as well. So without any further ado, let's get it running. And after another good round, it's time to move on to the next one. So thank you very much, Rory Honza. Thank you very much for these, and also something which I found out that I can run through 3 locos without having significant problems. Yeah, which is good. Right, on to the next round and on to the next person. Okay, so the next round of requests comes from Maisie _40013, and her first request is this. So she wanted to see 33027 double heading with 50015 Valiant on a freight train. So, without further ado, let's get it going. Okay, so Maisie's next request is 37884 CPS with some Mark 3s. So there's a Loco, and we've got the Great Western Railway Mark 3s. Well, that's the only Mark 3s I can actually get to. So without any further ado, let's get it going. And for Maisie's last request, she asked for the Class 87, 87005 with some flatbeds. So we've got the flatbeds with containers on and some tankers. And there goes a very slow moving 37 with Mark 3s train as it goes up the hill. So without any further ado, let's get the 87 going. Right then, after another successful run session, time to move on to the next round and another person. So thank you very much, Maisie, for these excellent requests. But now let's move on to the next ones with some more. Yeah, there's much more coming up soon.
Hey, now we got my requests. So, we got Thomas and Percy on a freight train as the first one. Who wouldn't want to see Thomas and Percy double heading? It's on the inside track. Anyway, let's get this going. Hey, next up we got the GWR HST on the middle track. So, not much to say, it's just a full castle set. Let's get this off and going. Very smooth departure. something as Locos and control. Okay, now we've got class 40 with some Pullmans, 4106. Anyway, let's get this going. Let's hit the speed bumble.
Right then, after another successful round, it's time to move on to the next round. Another new person. So thank you much, Josh, for these 3 requests. Right then, on to the next person. So the next 3 requests come from my friend Callum, and his first request was to see Evening Star. So I've got Evening Star on a nice, fairly long goods train, just like what this class of loco would do. Obviously, Evening Star was more of a passenger locomotive because there's a lot more passengers than freight. But there are still some videos that I have seen where Evening Star did pull some freight trains. So, without further ado, let's get it going. Okay, so Callum's next request was to see 60163 Tornado. So here it is, and I have got a few Mark 1 coaches behind it. So without any further ado, let's get it going. Okay, and Callum's last request was to see 87005. So here it is with some Pullmans. So without any further ado, let's get it going. Right then, after yet another successful round of requests, it's time to move on to yet another round. So thank you very much, Callum, for these requests. But now it's time to move on to the next person. Unless even stuff decides it no longer wants to run. Okay, so on to the next round, and not much has changed. Just more stuff has been added. So, first off, we have this loco, and the person who requested it was BT Photographer 313, and his first of 3 requests wanted to see evening start on a freight train. So, let's get it going. Okay, so his next request was to see Tornado and 50149. It did specify saying a top and tail, but as both these locos have different speeds, it's going to be quite impossible, and also it's going to cause the coaches to probably slam into each other and probably derail. So I've decided that to play it safe and double head them, which seem to be going quite well so far. So anyway, let's get them going. Up next, this person, BT Photographer 313, requested to see the Class 87 with as many coaches as possible. So we've got Pullmans, Virgin Mark 2, BR Mark 2s and BR Mark 1s. So, without any further ado, let's get going with this 13 coach train. A lot of coaches. Well, then after another successful round, it's time to move on to another round. So thank you very much, BT Photographer 313, for these requests. Well, it's time to move on to another round. So let's do it. So the next round of requests comes from Antonia Gabriel, and his first request was 34066 Spitfire. So I have Spitfire with some regular Pullmans for you today. So without any further ado, let's get it going. Okay, so the next request that Gabriel requested was Mallard. So here he is with some. I've got some Mark ones with it because the teaks are being used by another loco. You can probably guess what that is. So without any further ado, let's get Mallard going. Right then, and Gabriel's last request was to see Flying Scotsman. So I've got her with some NLR teaks, which work really well for Flying Scotsman. So without any further ado, let's get it going. Well then, thank you very much, Gabriel, for this running session rounds, especially with Mallard more or less running okay, with the odd short circuit here and there. But for now, it's time to move on to the next round, which should be good. Nice to see Mallard actually running for once. Because normally Mallard just refuses to run. Very annoying. Very annoying. Okay, so our next round is from Trains of Northamptonshire, who wanted his first request is wanted to see 56117 on light loco with with two class 50s. So the 50s are 50149 and 50020. So without any further ado, just move the station that way first. Okay. Without any further ado, let's get this convoy going. Okay, so Trains of Northamptonshire's next request was to see Tornado with a support coach. So I've just gone with a BR Mark 1 brake coach with 87005 at the rear. Very interesting. So, let's get it going. So the last request for Trains of Northamptonshire was to see 40106 and 50015, and the names are Atlantic Conveyor and Valiance, with double heading with some Mark 2s. So that's what we've got here. So without further ado, let's go. And then after yet another good running session with these 3 requests, I have to say, I'm actually quite impressed that Tornado is actually running really well, the 87. The 87 seems to be requested a lot today, which is incredible. But yeah, that's the end of this round. So thank you very much, Trains of Northamptonshire, for these 3 requests. And it's time to move on to the final. The final of the last 3 requests before we go on to just one last one, and then we can, and then that'll be it. Wait for this train to come past. Okay, so the next round is by the Great Western guy, and his first request was to see Senna Tank 4MT 80061. So I've got it with some BR Mark 1s. So without any further ado, let's get it going.
Okay, so his next request was to see the Great Western Railway Castle class steam locomotive. So I've gone with a Great Western Railway passenger train for it today. So without any further ado, let's get going. And so his final request is we wanted to see Princess Margaret Rose. So I have gone with some Pullmans that she will be pulling today. So without any further ado, it's going to go. And there goes the castle. Okay, so that was the final triple request round. So one round left, and that only has one request in it. So wait for the castle class to come back round. Here she comes. And there she goes. So, thank you very much, the Great Western Railway, for these requests. Now time for the last request of the video. Okay, so the final request of the video comes from Jeremy Galbraith, and he wanted to see the Great Western Railway HST. So without any further ado, let's get it going. Right then, after that concludes today's sub special for 1,000 subscribers. So, yeah, it's been an absolutely fantastic running session. Not that many problems have occurred, but yeah, it's been quite a really good running session. And thank you to everyone who has requested a loco to run today. And yes, also those who didn't request, if you want to, put down in the comments what your favourite request that you have seen today. Yeah, it'll be interesting. But for now, I thank you all very much for watching. Thank you to everyone who has subscribed to the channel to keep on going and got me to 1,000 subscribers. And that's it until next time. I hope the HST's come around one last time and I end up the video. Over here. And with that, thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you all next time for some more videos. Goodbye everyone.
Goodbye.